Welcome. Welcome to our class, our Ananda Yoga class for today. We are on the Thursday, just before the Easter weekend. And so I thought that today we could practice along a theme that echoes with the spirit of Easter, which is walking through the darkness and then emerging into the light. Before I start, I'd just like to mention that for a couple of postures, you might need a bit of support depending on your practice. We will conclude with the plough pose, for which you may like to have a chair not too far away. And in one posture, you may want to have a block or a book or some kind of support to help you keep your balance. So just have those handy if you can, if you feel you might need them. So welcome, walking through the darkness into the light. This is something that is celebrated through Easter, but also through many cultures in this time of spring, as we are emerging out of the darkness of winter into the light of spring and summer. But this is also metaphorically something that we all go through many times in our lives, whenever we have times, for example, of doubt or of transition from one state of life to another. So these cycles are often moments of challenge, but they are incredibly important for our creativity and for really advancing and expanding in who we are. So how can the yoga help us? The yoga postures we will see can help us learn to live the darkness more peacefully and more fully, embracing its potential to help us grow. We can think of the buds on the trees during the winter. They're closed. We don't see anything happening in the darkness of that cocoon. And yet that's where all is being prepared for the flowers to come out into the spring, the leaves to explode into the summer, the fruits to come out. So it's a very crucial period of time. But it can be one of doubt, darkness, solitude, and something uncomfortable. But we'll see how the yoga postures, the breathing can help us center. And actually, yoga means union. So union with what? Union with some deep qualities that are inside ourselves, qualities of our soul. And I'll be telling you a lot more about these qualities over the various sessions. But one of those qualities is light. So this going through the darkness, emerging into the light, is also about going into our deep, deep selves and encountering the inner light that is always there and brings a lot of comfort. So I hope you can enjoy today's practice and maybe start by sitting comfortably on the cushion, and we're going to start with a breathing exercise called Chandra Veda Pranayama. This is an exercise that brings a lot of calming, soothing energy. It's associated with the energy of the moon. And it goes like this. You're going to put your right hand in a particular posture. I'll do it in a mirror pose, so I'll use my left hand. We have a bit closer to you. So you take your right hand and you place the index and middle finger next into the palm. You fold them down, and you're going to close your right nostril with your thumb and your left nostril with your fourth and small finger. The other hand is in this position, index and thumb holding the other three fingers stretched out, and you place them on your knee. So in all breathing exercises, you want to be breathing with the abdomen, the ribs, the chest, and then really emptying from the top down. So full, deep yogic breaths. In this pranayama, we always breathe in through the left side, so your left side, and going out to the right. So let us begin first by breathing out through the nose. And then you're going to breathe in. You can block your right nostril with your thumb and breathe in through the left. Hold it closed. And breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the left. Hold it closed. Breathe out right. Breathe in left. Close, hold. Breathe out right. Continue like this in your own rhythm. You might be lengthening the in-breath, the holding, and the out-breath as you relax. And as you breathe in, feel this calming energy rise through your spine, through your being. As you hold, you intensify this feeling of calmness, this deep peace. And as you breathe out, you diffuse the sense of calm through your whole body. You can imagine the calming energy of the moon filling the darkness of your body and using your breath to go deep inside. One last cycle. And after the last out breath, you can place both hands on your thighs. Keep your eyes closed. And set an intention for your practice. Is there a point in your life like you're walking through the dark? Or maybe you're feeling a bit anxious with the lockdown that we're all going through. Feeling tight, a bit lost. And place as an intention the idea of growing into comfort, in the comfort of this darkness, of this tunnel, and seeing the light waiting for you to emerge in you as you walk through this tunnel. Now let's go into some warm-up exercises. I invite you to lie down on your mat, whole body, and stretch your arms over your head, and we're going to lengthen the whole left side. You're pulling with your left foot and your left arm in opposite directions, breathing in. As you lengthen and then you breathe out, you relax. And let your limbs come back into normal position. And use your right side. Breathe in, lengthen your whole spine. Your shoulders are stretching, your arms are longer. You're pushing down with your right heel. And then breathe out, come back. Now left again, breathing in, lengthening, and relax. And right, feeling how you're growing taller with every breath. Relax. One last time on the left. Relax, and the right. Bring your arms down, bring your knees to your chest, And now let's make circles, pulling your knees towards your chest and then out and down towards the floor, and then now back again towards your chest. Open and close, farther away from your chest. You open as you breathe in, and you close as you breathe out. Widening the circle with in your hips every time. And then now in the other direction, you're pushing away your knees from your chest, then opening, and then bringing them back close towards your sides and chest. And then again, breathing in as you're pushing away and opening, and breathing out as you come back. Widening the space in your hips with every breath. And now hug your knees to your chest, and you're going to just breathe deeply in your abdomen without moving your legs, and just feeling how your abdomen is pressing against your thighs, and then breathe out. Breathe in, as if you're wanting to push your thighs away with your abdomen, and breathe out. And feel how the simple fact of breathing is creating a massage in your hips, in your lower back, in all of your back, in fact. Place your feet on the floor, lift up your left leg, place your ankle on just above the right knee, and then bring your legs towards your chest. You can slip your hands between your legs such that you can grasp the back of your thigh. If you feel you can have a deeper stretch, you can also grasp in front of your leg, in front of the calf. And you're trying to push your left knee away from your body, and breathe. Feel a nice stretch in the left thigh and in the left hip. To deepen the stretch, you can bring your legs closer to your chest and push your knee farther away. And relax, lift up the right leg. You can stretch it and bring it a bit closer to your chest. And then bring it down. Then we do the same thing on the other side. Bend your right knee, ankle on just above the left knee. And then again, clasping your leg where it feels right for you. And breathe. You can breathe into the hip, into the buttocks, where it feels tight. And you can imagine that this area where you feel tension is like a point of darkness. And with your breath, you're breathing in space and you're bringing in light. And bring your foot down, stretch out your right leg and bring it close towards your chest again. And bring it down. Now with both knees on your chest, you can roll a little bit like this, massaging your back. A beautiful way of relaxing. And then when you can try to come up like this in one go, you can dangle with your head down, and to intensify the stretch, I invite you to clasp your hands behind your back. And if it's comfortable, just let them come over your head Your knees are soft. You can even bend them a little bit if it's too much. And just relax, making space in the shoulders. And using the breath to deepen the letting go. And relax your arms, being careful with your shoulders. Let them come down. And you can bend your knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. And bend your knees. You have your knees looking out on either side, your feet aligned with them. Then we can stretch a little bit between the legs here. And also going up and down. Beautiful. And now to warm up a little bit more of the hips, I invite you to do a little bit of a twist. You're sending your hips in one direction and the shoulders in the other. Being careful, doing a movement that feels right, but this is a wonderful way of warming up the lower back. We're also now going to do a strong energizer, which is great because when we are walking through the darkness, we can feel pulled down, but we actually want to energize. And here's a very efficient way of doing so. It uses the double in breath, so 2 breaths in through the mouth and 2 breaths out. 2 breaths in, through the nose, 2 breaths out through the mouth. You can open your arms on either side and take a double breath out, and then double breath in. And as you breathe in, you tense all the muscles in your body from toes to head. And again. Last time. Really squeezing all the muscles, tightening, making them vibrate, and relax. Let's now stretch a little bit the neck in all directions. And then this way. Beautiful. I'm just going to adjust my screen so you can see also the top there. We're now going into our yoga postures per se. And we're going to start with Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon position. Now, to go in this, I'll show you the final position. This is what it looks like in the final position. To go, and in this position, you really want to have the whole body aligned as if you're between 2 panes of glass. To go in it, place your feet close together, and then go up onto your toes, and you can go down with your left heel. The right heel is standing up, and you see how your hips shift into the side like this. And you can open up. Now it looks like I'm curved, but I'm not bending the top of my body. The curve just comes from the movement of the hip. Here is straight. You don't want to be with your shoulders up, shoulders are down. And now stretch, lengthen your body. Really feel an amazing stretch in the whole right flank. And trying not to fall forward like this, but really opening up with your right shoulder. And breathe in the abdomen, ribs, and chest, ribs, abdomen. The abdominals are tight to protect the lower back. And you're probably feeling a lot of energy heating up here. This is working on the 3rd chakra, Manipura chakra. The inner fire, the inner light. And the affirmation is strength and courage fill my body cells. We need the courage to go through the darkness. We have it. And now come up and go down all the way back into our mountain pose. Your feet are hips distance apart. And close your eyes, abdominals slightly tucked in, shoulders relaxed, shins slightly tucked in, and just listen. What parts of your body have been awakened? Do you feel vibrant, more vibrant? And let's continue to ignite that inner fire, that inner light by going into the other side. So feet together, breathe in, come up onto your toes. You're clasping your thumbs together. Your right heel goes down, your hip moves towards the left. And you stretch the side. You're pushing your hip this way. And that's helping you create a beautiful curve. Remember to lower your shoulders, tuck in your abdomen, open up the left shoulder towards the sky. And breathe. Deeply. With every breath, lighting your fire with more strength. Building up the courage to face the shadows. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. One more deep, deep breath. And come up and relax down. And listen. Let the impact of the posture and the power of the affirmation resonate in each of your cells. Strength, courage, light. And we're now going to go into beautiful posture, Paramhansa, which is an invitation to surrender. As part of easing the journey through the darkness is to be able to just go with it. So here's how the posture goes actually. And I'll just show you the final posture and then we can go in it together. This is what we are aiming for. And a variation, if it's too difficult, is to clasp your elbows. So how to go into the posture delicately. So we're going to start with our left leg forward, and you take a good step, not too wide, not too small. The hips are facing towards the front leg, so you're making sure you're not opening to the side. You bring your arms together behind your back, either in a pranam, in a prayer pose. You make sure that your right foot is a little bit open, just so that you have a good balance. And then as you start going down, you breathe in and you lengthen, 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 lengthen the spine and bend from the hips, keeping the back straight initially. You don't want to be curving yet. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. Make sure that the left thigh is nice and strong and that your left knee is not locked, but just protected by the muscles of the thigh. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. And when it's right, you can just bend and surrender, making sure you're letting go of the whole weight of your head. And that is really carrying you. Often we keep our head a little bit alert like this, but you really want to surrender, bringing your nose towards your knee. And breathing. Tuck in your abdomen, it helps to bend forward more. Just surrender, surrender, surrender. I offer myself fully in the flow of grace. When you're ready to come out, you can bend your left knee and lift your body up. Relax your arms and come into the mountain pose. And listen. Maybe there is more space behind your left leg. More space in your chest, more lightness in your neck and head. Ask yourself, what is it that I can let go of, which will make my journey through the darkness lighter and less scary? And now let's go on to the other side. So this time you bring your right leg forward. The left foot is a little bit open to help you keep a good balance. The opening is what feels just right for you. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. Bring your arms behind your back. The front knee is not blocked back, so a little bit soft. And it's protected by a strong thigh. Breathe in, lengthen, and then go down with a straight back. So not crumbling with the shoulders, but your chin is also tucked in a little bit to align the back. Abdominals tucked in, breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. Still as straight as possible. And breathe in, lengthen, and now surrender your head down, down, down. Really making sure that your neck is not in any way holding the weight of your head. Just let go. You can keep your eyes open. You keep your eyes open to keep a balance. It also helps to contract the quadriceps, the front muscles of the thigh. That helps lengthen the back muscles of the thigh in the front leg. Use your breath to surrender. I offer myself fully in the flow of grace. And when you're ready, bend your right knee and lift yourself up, pushing against the feet. And come back into the mountain pose. And listen. Feel in your heart. Is it easier somehow to let go now? And if there's something I'm still resisting in letting go, and that makes walking through the darkness a bit painful, what is it that I can let go of? Can I breathe into it further? Surrendering with the faith that this journey will lead me to the light. And now that we've surrendered, that we have more space, we're going to do a position that helps us expand that space. Now, this is one where you might prefer to do it against the wall. Let me show you the whole position. To go into the position, you have your feet more with hips distance apart, and should make space here. You're going to lift up one leg and open up the arms and look up. Now that might be a little bit tricky and you really want to lift up. So if that's difficult, you can do it against a wall and with a block. So when you're against the wall, you align your feet such that do it this way. The left foot is like this, looking alongside the wall. And you can let yourself glide using the wall as a security. And if it's helpful, you can use a block like this. And try to open yourself so that the shoulders are against the wall. That gives you a good idea of the direction. You can adjust the block or even put it away. You don't have much weight on your hand. It's just there to help you keep your balance. And if it's comfortable for your neck, you can tuck in your chin and look up. This is total trikonasana. Full triangle, open triangle. And breathe. Deeply expanding, trying to even also lift up your right leg as you're going more deeply into the posture. And its affirmation is, I expand fully in this moment. We're in the dark, but that doesn't matter. We can expand in the comfort of this journey. And when you feel this is too much, you can come down and gently lift yourself back up into the mountain pose. Do you feel taller? Do you feel wider? Do you feel the walls of this tunnel growing farther away from you? I invite you to bring your gaze behind closed eyes a little bit upward, such that you're gazing into the third eye also known as the spiritual eye. And there you can affirm once more, I expand fully in this moment. Let us now do the same thing on the other side. So if you're against the wall again, you can place your right foot so that it's parallel to the floor and start gliding down like this, using the wall as a point of reference and then opening up. If you're far from the wall, you just come up like this on all fours and open up your leg. And then slowly find your balance and reach out and try to open up. Expanding as much as possible, opening the chest. And if it's comfortable, that's more tricky, you can lift up. Using the focus, the concentration, you can also tighten the pelvic muscles to help you keep your balance. I expand fully in the present moment. And to come out, come down with your leg, with your hand, bend your knees and gently roll up. Back into the mountain pose. Feeling the strength of your legs, the grounding, the security that comes from that grounding, and the space in your chest. And as you journey through darkness, you might find that there's actually immense space and possibility in that darkness. Bring your attention into your spine and then lift up your gaze and focus your attention again once more in the point between your eyebrows and the third eye. And there you can imagine a little light shining at the end of the tunnel. Just imagine it there. And set the intention, that's where I want to go, towards that light. And we're going to continue that journey with the floor positions. We're going to start with a very simple position called Vajrasana. In this position, you are seated on your heels. If that's not so comfortable, you can use a cushion. Your toes are placed in such that your right toe is above your left toe. And your right hand is placed in your left hand. And here there's two versions of this position. There's a very relaxed version, like just, no tension. But you can also activate the position by tensing your muscles in your legs, in your buttocks, rising and lengthening the back, stretching the neck, And you're really activating the muscles of your legs, like you want to be pushing off from the floor. And find that there's huge power in this. The affirmation of the posture is, still in myself, I touch my inner strength. Feel that. Feel how in the stability, in the stillness of this very simple movement, you can feel your strength with the contraction of your legs that are just pushing, creating a very solid foundation. And then just relax the muscles. Relax and listen. And feel the strength that comes from stillness. And we're now going into the butterfly position, trikonasana. We're going to go into the butterfly position. So, to go into this position, you may want to sit on the edge of a cushion or of a folded blanket, and you open up your legs so that the knees are falling towards the floor. The heels are more or less the distance of one length of your hand from your pubic bone. And if you want to deepen the stretch, you can also open up the inside of your feet so that the soles are looking up. And you want to be gently opening the legs. Lengthening the spine. In the first phase, we're lengthening and letting the knees drop towards the floor. Feeling what is right for you. No forcing, but just letting the breath do the work. You breathe in, lengthen the spine. And as you breathe out, you let the knees relax further down. And we're going to now go into the second phase of the position where we start bending forward. But you want to bend forward in a way that initially at least your back stays straight and your chest is open. So to do that, you breathe in and lengthen the spine, making space in your hips and in between your vertebrae. And then you start breathing out and bending from the hips. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, breathe out, go down. The neck is aligned with the spine. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, go down. Doing what feels right for you, not worried if you're like this, everything is fine. Just try to keep a straight back, even if you're not going down much. And taking your time, you might find that you feel stuck, but you keep breathing and all of a sudden there's a point of release and woof, you can go down further. And that's a little bit, very much what happens when you feel stuck in the dark. You just feel like there's no way out and everything's grim. And all of a sudden, poof, you surrender and a door starts opening somewhere or a light starts shining through. And breathe in, relax, and as you continue to relax, you can also bring your hands in front of your legs and now surrender the head forward towards the feet. And use your breath to deepen the experience of the posture, to continue loosening. You can breathe in, directing your breath in the hips and thighs, where you feel tension needs to be eased. This is a position of acceptance. Its affirmation is secure in myself. I accept whatever is. Again, surrendering. Now come up gently. You can close your knees and come in a comfortable position, for example, with your legs straight out in front of you, or cross-legged, or sitting on your heels. And just listen. How does it feel to accept things as they are, not with resignation and resentment, but with lightness and opening? And we're slowly going to go into our next position, which is Ustrasana, the camel pose. Now for Ustrasana, it's a position where you want to go in very carefully to protect the lower back. I'll show you the position. So this is one version of the position. You're basically opening your chest. You're not bending from the back, from the lower back, no. Bending comes from the opening of the chest, and here is stay straight. If you want to go, the deeper position is like this, but only if this feels right for you. Now to go in here, your knees are hips distance apart. You may want to put a blanket under your knees if they're a little bit sensitive. And when you're breathing in, you're lengthening and holding your abdominals tight and your buttocks tight. This helps protect the lower back, which does not like to bend backwards. It's not meant to. That's why this back bend is actually an opening of the chest. You can bring your hands on your buttocks and breathe in and feel how your neck is in alignment with the curve of your back. And breathe in the abdomen, ribs, and chest. And try to imagine how, as if you have a wall, and that your thighs and the lower abdomen is against the wall. And as you deepen, you may want to go more deeply, but go both arms together so that you're not twisting back. Keeping your abdomen tucked in all the way. In this position of opening, you can affirm with calm faith, I open to thy light. And come up gently. And then from here, you can bend down and go into the child pose, which is a wonderful counter position. And completely relax and abandon yourself. There's a part about going through the darkness which is about resting, taking it easy, going in as opposed to be using up all your energy and outward activities. And you can feel this with the affirmation, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. And gently come up. We're going to do one last posture before going into our relaxation. This is the plough, halasana. So in Ananda Yoga, when we do positions that are on the shoulders, we recommend using a folded blanket. You can also fold your mat over it, and I'll show you the position. You can also choose to use a chair. You'll see why. So to go into halasana, you lie down, and you want to lie down in a way that your shoulders are on the blanket and that the fold of the blanket is 5 centimeters above the shoulders. And your elbows are still on the blanket. A good trial to see if you are ready to do the position is to lift up your legs to 90-degree angles with just the force of your abdominals. If you have your menstrual cycle at the moment, it's best to avoid going into the posture, and I can show you later another position to do. We don't want the energy to be going down at that time. So to go into the plough, you can then push your legs towards the back. And so if it's helpful, you can use a chair. In doing so, you want to make sure that the weight of your body is on your shoulders, not the neck. And you bring your arms and elbows very close to one another. So this is one way of doing it. If you can do the whole position, this is what it will look like. You go in, lift yourself up, and let your legs fall behind you. And you're really going on your shoulders, not the neck. And going back. Don't turn to look at the screen when you're in this position. Just look at your body and feel what is right. And breathe. Bringing the elbows as close to one another as possible. Stretching the legs. And trying to straighten the back as much as possible. And you may feel how a lot of energy is coming through into your head as all of the blood rushes through. And that's why you can feel the affirmation, new life, new consciousness, flood my brain. And when you're ready to come out, you place your hands on the mat, start bending your knees and roll down very gently, holding your weight with your hands, one vertebra at a time, coming down, and then letting the legs all the way down. Relax there for a moment. And you can then adjust your mat, take the towel and maybe cover yourself because we're going into Savasana, the corpse pose, the full relaxation. So lie down on the mat, your feet open, the width of the mat, dangling on either side. Your arms are a little bit open, palms facing up. And to relax fully, let's take a double in-breath and tense all the muscles. And then with a double out-breath, relax them all again. Tense and relax one last time. And relax fully. You can tense now your left foot, squeeze it and relax. Then your right foot, squeeze, relax. Left calf, relax. Right calf, left thigh, right thigh, squeeze it and relax it. Squeeze the buttocks. Press your lower back against the floor and then let your spine find its natural curves. Press the shoulders down, the shoulder blades against the floor. And then tense both arms, squeezing them, squeezing the fists, and then, letting go. Tense the throat. Relax. Open your mouth. Pull your tongue out. Make big movements with your jaw. And then relax it and feel how your cheeks are smooth. Your eyelids are heavy and light at the same time. And your brow is smooth. Stay in this lying down position and enjoy this comfort with the ground, this contact with the ground. I invite you to feel the darkness around you in your whole body, the silence, the stillness, and this darkness, which may seem initially a little bit scary, starts bringing a sense of peaceful comfort and deep relaxation, like the rest we can feel, we can gain during the night. This rejuvenating stillness. And as we relax into the darkness, as we surrender with lightness, you can imagine a veil being lifted and points of light starting to emerge from the shadows effortlessly. You are doing nothing other than relaxing into the stillness. observing points of light emerge and grow, like a gentle sunrise lifting on the horizon. And all the space you have created for yourself in the darkness is expanding as it becomes full of this glowing emergent light. Doubts, hesitations, fears are evaporating as the clarity of the day floods your eyes and floods your cells, filling you with warmth and lightness and joy. Continue enjoying this growing, glowing light that is building in intensity. And expanding the sense of peace that you feel. With a deep in-breath, return to your body. Awaken your fingers and your toes. Stretch your limbs. You can massage yourself a little bit where you feel tensions have been released or are still there. And bring your knees to your chest. You can rock a little bit from side to side. And come down on your right flank. When you're ready to come up, just lift yourself up. Find a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed for one more moment. And enjoying the sensation of lightness and light that I hope has expanded after this practice together. Revisit your intention. Do you see things differently or feel them differently? Was there an aha moment for you in this practice? And to accelerate or ease our walking into the light, I invite you to chant 3 Oms, first by warming up your palms, the palms of your hands, to bring lots of energy and power to your intention. And then open up your arms and let us chant 3 Om to bring more light into our lives and into the world. Om.